Hi guys, so I have another Madam Glam video for you. You probably already know that because of titles and such, but they did contact me to see if I wanted to try out some of their new makeup because I was such a big fan of their gel nail polishes, and I'll link my video using their polishes below. They're amazing, vegan, cruelty-free, great colours, great... I'm going to stop now. Anyway, so they did come out with a new makeup line. Some of the items do have beeswax in, I believe, so I just went for the ones that are vegan, again cruelty-free, and they sent me 4 products. So I got the blush in Au Naturel, which is number 487. I got their black liquid liner. I got their long lash black mascara, which has the fibers in it, and then I got this Eye Rave eyeshadow in Ginger Snap. And I just wanted to do this video to kind of go through them and give you my thoughts, and as usual I will have a full written review linked below as well. So yeah, I don't think I really need to babble on about anything else, so let's just get into it. Okay, so I'm going to use these products just in order of how I put them on my face. So I've already done my foundation, and I'll link my most current foundation routine under this. The first product I'm going to try out is the Madam Glam Powder Blush in Au Naturel, and that's 487. It looks beautiful. This might be a colour that people would overlook, but this is a really nice, obviously natural, it's in the name, colour. It's matte, there's no shimmer to it, and it's like the perfect mix of a coral and a pink. So you've got your oranges and your blue tones in there. So to try this out, I'm going to use my favourite brush, it's the It Cosmetics Blush Brush. And I'm going to start just by pressing a tiny bit on here, because I think there's quite a lot of colour on there. So that's literally just touching the product. And then just apply that to the cheekies. Right, so obviously this is a very light coat just because I want to try it out. First of all, I'm going to say that this is probably the most natural, true to actual human, real blush colour that I have seen for my skin tone anyway. I do think this would work well on a lot of different colours because although it does look light, it is well pigmented, so I think you could use this on a fairly dark skin. For the very fair skin people, you really would just want to touch your brush to it and then kind of tap it on. I would say I think you should make sure that your foundation is quite dry before you use it. Just because of the pigmentation, you don't want it to just stick into the damp places. So that's not a problem with the product though, that's just a case of application. So I'm going to go a little bit darker. I really like this. I don't think you could necessarily guess what colour the blush was in the pan by looking at it on the cheek, just because it does look so natural and kind of blended, and I hope it shows up on camera like that. Yeah, I'm really, really pleased with this one. So just for a kind of size comparison, there are 3.1 grams in the Madam Glam one, and in just a normal Tarte blush there are 5.6 grams. So it is a bit smaller, but I think for how pigmented this is, it's probably going to last you forever because you will literally just need to touch the brush on it once for each cheek. So another comparison, just colour wise, I would say is the Ambient Lighting blush in Luminous Flush. They're not going to look similar in colour on here, but this one again is just a very natural pinky colour. There's a little bit more of kind of a peachy coral to this, but I would probably use these interchangeably because I think they give the same kind of very natural flush effect. So yeah, I'm going to say 5 out of 5 for the blush. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly do my brows and put a little bit of kind of base eyeshadow on, and then I'll come back and use the rest of the products. So we currently have a whiteout outside, so the light may be different, but I've just done a very simple eyeshadow with the Paula's Choice Matte Nudes palette, and I filled in my eyebrows with the Jouer brow definer in blonde. So the last 3 products to try from them are all eye products. One of them is the liquid black eyeliner in this sleek little tube. The other is their mascara, and lastly I have a eyeshadow in Ginger Snap. So because I do want to be able to use the liquid eyeliner on the top, I don't want to do too much else up there just because I want to see how clean I can get it. But I am going to try this Eye Rave eyeshadow in, again, Ginger Snap on my lower lash line. So the tube it comes in is like this, and it has this little applicator underneath. I guess I'll try it with the applicator first, but I'm kind of worried I might have some fallout on there. Okay, so I'm just going to show you on my hand the colour to start with. So it's like a warm but fairly light brown base, and then it has kind of like a goldy, almost slightly green duochrome thing going on there. Just because I don't want to mess up the rest of my makeup, I am going to hold a tissue under my eye while I try and apply this. And I am going to try and use the applicator. So I'm just going to hold this here, and I'm going to run it along my lower lash line. And then I'm just going to take this Morphe brush and buff it out a little bit. Do the same on the other side. I actually really like this as a kind of under the eye color, especially for green eyes, because it does have that red tone. It's going to really bring out the greens, and also the little bit of kind of goldy green glitter is going to kind of pick up on the greens in your eyes too. I really like this. I think you could get very different effects with this. When I buffed it out, you kind of obviously get a sheerer application. So I think you could do like a whole lid with that and underneath and just put some mascara on and it would look great. I also think that you could really pack it on and get a very intense duochrome look. So I think this is this color at least is going to be good for day-to-day or for a nighttime look. Personally, I'm not always a big fan of loose pigments, but I really do like this one, so I think I'm going to be using this a lot. So yeah, that's really the only complaint I would have, if anything, is that I don't like loose pigments, but again, not a problem with the product, just because I'm messy. I really like it, and I actually am surprisingly impressed with the little stick wand thing, especially for under the eye. It made it really easy to apply and kind of smudge it in. So, okay, so next up is the liquid black eyeliner, and the tube is actually clear. Obviously it's black, and you have this very fine brush. Now, I don't like liquid eyeliners. The only ones I really like are pens, because I think that they're easy. I think it's what your hands are used to working with. So this will be interesting. And I'm going to start by doing a very thin line, and then I might try and thicken it up. So hopefully this is a decent angle for this. We'll see. Despite my shoddy work, I'm really impressed with that. The brush is nice because it's very fine, but it's still fairly stiff, so you can really just kind of rest it along your lash line and draw it on. And I mean, you could get it way thinner than this, so you could do like the micro liner just along the lash line to thicken up your lashes with it if you wanted to. Yeah, pretty impressed. Alright, so I'm going to do the other eye to match and maybe come back and thicken it up a bit just to see what it's capable of. Considering that I'm horrible at liquid eyeliner, this made it very, very easy. Because it's so thin, you can be very precise, but again, the stiffness makes it easy to kind of do the wing and the kind of inner corners without getting messy. So I'm strangely very impressed, and I think I could maybe become a convert to the liquid liners. I am going to try and go over it to get it a little bit thicker, because the problem I sometimes have had with liquid eyeliners are that you do a layer, let it dry, and you go to like neaten something up or fix a mistake, and it will take off what you've put on underneath. So I am going to thicken it up just to see if that happens with this one. Okay, so I didn't have any kind of flaking or it picking up anything underneath, so it is layerable, which is very nice. That's pretty much as accurate as I'm going to get it, because like I said, I'm awful at liquid eyeliner, but it didn't kind of pick any of the existing eyeliner back up. It was very smooth and easy to correct even. I just used a small angled brush just to neaten anything up, just a little bit wet, not with anything else on it. And yeah, I'm very impressed. I might even take the time to become good at liquid eyeliner after that. Again, not really any complaints about this one. I think any mess ups I had were just because I am not good at liquid eyeliner. So I love that it's so small. I think that's great. Yeah, sort of don't really have anything to say because I'm kind of surprised at how much I liked it. So the last product is their Long Lash Mascara, and this is in black. I did mention this on my Instagram before because I did try it out and I love it. It does have very fine fibres in it. There's a lot of mascaras with fibres in now. So the fibres in this one are actually in the formula itself, so you don't have to do coats of different products, which is nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that on my top lashes and figure out from there. So as usual, starting from the root, kind of wiggling it through and then pulling it up. Okay, so clearly there's a difference there between the two eyes. I like it because it is very black. I think that the fibres do their job in kind of thickening and lengthening everything, but they're not kind of, you can't see that there's fibres on there, which some of the other ones you can see. So yeah, I really like this mascara. I already know that I do because I tried it out, but I just wanted to kind of show you it in action. The other great thing about this as a fibre mascara specifically is that a lot of the other ones throughout the day, they will shed their little spidery legs all over your face. That's obviously annoying, but this one doesn't do that. I'm going to go ahead and do the lower lashes. So that is it on the lower lashes too. I never put too much on my lower lashes just because they are quite long already and I don't want to look like I'm in a Clockwork Orange. I give it a 5 out of 5 again maybe. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do the other eye so stop looking so freaky. Okay, so this is one coat on each. I'm just going to see how it is for layering. So it did layer fairly well. I didn't bother to do any more on the lower lashes, again, because I don't want to look weird. Yeah, it layered nicely. I've got 2 coats on the top now. One thing I will say is because you have the fibres in there, when it gets to the end, you don't want the fibres to kind of point forward, you want them to go back with the curl of your lash. So when you pretend this is a mascara brush, when you get to the end, push down on them, so you're pushing them back just for a second. That will curl them backwards, because that's the only time I think fibre mascaras look stupid, is when the fibres are falling forward. Yeah, great colour. I know it lasts well throughout the day because I've used it before. You can layer it. I think this is going to be great if you're trying to give your lashes a break from falsies. And again, easy for a fibre mascara because it's all in the one tube and they're not super obvious. They don't flake off your eyes. So again, really great product. So hopefully you liked this kind of review and demo of the new Madam Glam makeup products. I will put any links I have to them below. Yeah, overall I'm very impressed. I knew I loved their gel polishes already, so I kind of expected the same in their makeup and they didn't disappoint. So for the items I tried out, at least, I love their makeup. I think they did a really great job. The packaging is just nice and simple and slimline and not overly anything. I think, actually, quite a few products that I will be moving into my day-to-day makeup kind of arsenal. So really, really impressed with them. Again, I will have a full written review below as well. And any requests or concerns? What am I going to do? Give people a refund? Anyway, as usual, leave me comments below, let me know what you thought or if you tried any of the products, and I will see you next time. Bye.